Hey, we've all had a lot to deal with during this pandemic, so if you could use something to reassure that you are not alone, Cody has a new comic that might help.
I cannot recommend this enough.
Yeah?
I'm telling you, this is so good. Okay, so if you open this book, it's called Quarantine Comics, a memoir in the life of the lockdown. It's by Rachael Smith, who's joining us now from England. And you have the main cast, and it says, Rachael, our main character, narrator, a 35-year-old cartoonist, very anxious, likes wine and video games, cries a lot, tries her best. And that is a perfect example of it. Rachael, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh, I'm delighted. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so when I found out about the book, I was reading about it online. I started reading, going through your cartoons and stuff, and then I contacted the publishers, and they said, would you like a copy of the book? And I said, yes, I want 2 copies of the book. And here is why, Rachael. One is for a little free library, and the second is to keep, for in the future, somebody's going to ask me what this time was like, and this is what I want to show them, because it is so sweet, and it also goes through all the emotions that we would go through on a daily basis. Was this cathartic to put together?
It was very cathartic, yeah. That's the reason I started doing the comics, to be honest, because I had a lot of feelings. Like you said, there was a lot of emotions. It was a bit of a roller coaster. And yeah, putting those down on paper was helpful for me. I've always made diary comics, so comics about my life and stuff. So yeah, and then I started putting them on social media, and everyone really liked them and started retweeting them and telling me that I was inside their head, and you know, that it was making them feel less alone. So yeah, eventually me and my agent and Icon Books decided to put it together in a book. So, and you have 2 copies, which is amazing.
I know it was very selfish of me to ask for a second, but seriously, when I look back at this time and stuff like that, and I want to explain to people what it was like, I think this really does nail it, because there's so many instances where you're like, I've got to get out of the house. You go in the garden, you lay in the garden. There was one panel about how you just wanted to sink into the grass, and that really struck me. It really did. Mm-hmm. All these things true?
Yeah. I mean, some things are a little bit exaggerated. My cat doesn't really talk to me, which is a shame. And I don't really have 2 giant dogs that follow me around. But yeah, it's all based on real life and real emotions. And yeah.
We have a reporter, Lori Wallace, who went insane on plants. She started out with just like 3, and then the next thing you know, she's got hundreds of plants, and there's a panel about that I thought was absolutely glorious. How many plants did you end up with?
Do you know what? I've not counted. It is quite jungle-like in my house, though. This is one of the few corners where it's not covered in plants. But yeah, I'll count them. I'll tweet you. I'll tweet you the total.
Please do. Please do. What is next for you? Is there going to be another book coming out, or what are you going to do do? Because
I think me and Icon have, so the publisher is Icon. Me and Icon have some more plans to do some more similar books. So yeah, look out for them. And I'm always tweeting comics and silly things. So
I absolutely adore this, and I cannot wait for people to check it out. So how can they get a hold of it? Is Amazon like the easiest way, or you think?
You can get it from Amazon. You can get it from bookshop.org. What I would actually really love people to do, though, is go and support their local independent bookstore, because they've probably not had the best year. So exactly. That would be really great if they could do that.
Exactly.
And yeah, just look for the big yellow book.
You are the most pleasant, charming person we've had in the show in a year. Thank you so much for doing this. Seriously, I'm telling you, as you read this, it's like looking into your soul, everybody. And it's so amazing that all around the world, we were all having the same experiences, even though we were all alone. You know, I think it's a remarkable thing that you pulled off.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, Rachael. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Text me the number of the plants.